Hello. The more that I look at this title, this opening doesn't make sense. Because it presupposes that Crouton is just a normal fucking creature that exists in this world, when it's clearly the doll that was made for her by her mother. So how is she not aware that Crouton put the South at Midnight book on that step in order for that to happen? That doesn't make sense to me. But I guess it's not supposed to make sense now, is it? Is what it is, what it is, wouldn't it? It is what it is, what it is, what it is.
I hope Bunny is
That'd be awesome. Because you know, this is all for the business. Fucking with, you know, sing. Excuse me. Talk about it. Talk about it. Talk about it. Oh, Tusky. Sorry for the delay, people. I had to deal with some administrative work and some communicative work in another server. But we are here again for part 3. I hope you all enjoy that thumbnail, because I did when I saw it. I saw the vision. I took a little extra time after dealing with those things to then make that thumbnail, because I figured that's like the entirety of the game, is it not? Realistically, it's like the entirety of this if I want to make a review about this game. We're at the section. We're at that section that fucking Savvy got to. Yeah, this feels so much like fucking Jak and Daxter. Or like a mid-level of like fucking Ratchet and Clank 1 through 3.
Look at all that stigma. Alright, time to get to work.
Can I have my control back to my camera, please? Thank you. Thanks, game. So glad you need to make sure that I saw that cinematic moment. It's like each of the sections that they wanted to do for each chapter was based on a different type of interaction. And we're at the point that feels very much like Jack and Daxter callbacks. And my health barely goes up. Camera? Camera, please? Okay.
Nice fishing.
Tee!
Real peaceful out here when Hanks ain't trying to get you.
Wonderful addition, Hazel. Wonderful addition. No power hour? No. I started immediately. Technically, most of these, with the exception of day one, were started more or less immediately. Not going to talk about what I had to deal with before I got on live. Just know that I had to deal with some shit, and because of that, I chose to start when we're starting now. I need to make sure that the issue that was occurring was well, good, and addressed. Confused. Oh, no. So, the river is out here, and there's no way I can get across.
Stories you hear about that mountain.
So then this would be the way that I have to turn around and get through there. So this was actually the directed way to go. This was the secret. I said that I wasn't going to keep gathering these things, but if I don't gather these things, I don't get stronger because of this shit. They're forcing me to have to interact with this. The healing could be nice. It's rending step, an amplified attack, an aerial rend. And then amplified rend. All of those heal. That's just utility healing. This is the immobilizing parry push. And this is the immobilization move. And this is just Crouton doing extra damage. Bob and Weave is useless at this point in time. We're gonna do that. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I'm just letting you know that's the reason why I'm late. No other reason. I haven't felt the need to turn the music down. If anybody feels like the music is too obnoxiously loud, just let me know in the chat, and I'll adjust it. This should clearly be a puzzle. Look, it's Fox. Kappa. But it's not really that important. It's not privy to my server. So it's not... I don't see reason to have to involve you in it at this time. But if you really want to know, I'll tell you later. Yes, another 5. Literally 5. I think the thing that annoys me the most is that the arbitrary use of such a minimal amount of floof is the part that probably makes me the least interested in like collecting it. Because the only thing that really matters is the health upgrade. And there's only ever been one each chapter. Because the fucking floof amount that's there is arbitrary. The fact that there are achievements for filling out the bonuses and the upgrades is ridiculous in and of itself. But, however, chat, it is not remiss and does not fail to be noticed by me that she literally gets superpowers from picking cotton. Please, do not be remiss. I did notice. I just didn't think that it was relevant. Truthfully, what did SVI and what did Compulsion Games mean by this? But I think that that's like the least important and the least like detailed thing for me to call out amongst all the things that I can mention. Entire giant skybox that I can't use last time, and I was able to trick jump into it, but this time I wasn't allowed to trick jump into that. Curious. Curious, curious.
What else did I get wrong about you?
Like everything? Like maybe the point of the story is that you should have been talking to your mother more often? Question mark? Yes, she is literally meant to be a Cajun natural girl, but she has not done a single thing that makes her properly Cajun.
Is that?
She's just black. And Southern.
Oh, boy.
And now we become Dustborn
Trey
again.
always thought he'd give his wife Bunny's ring. But she refused. Swore I was after the flood money.
But she was after that flood dick!
I'd never tell him, but I didn't want that gaudy ring anyways. We chose something more to my liking together.
That dick! Or that baby.
She doesn't talk about Dad much. Nice to know they didn't care what Bunny thought.
It's less the volume and more the tone. Beyond it, the game is letting us enjoy the ambience of the environment. If only for a little. If only for a little, bro.
Damn it.
A magical girl
The road's
powered by
washed out.
crime. Okay, so I'm supposed to go this way. Somewhere where me. Magical girl abuse! Magical girl abuse! I'm abusing the captain of her mascot to make things easier for her. I wonder if there's ever going to be a show like that. We've gotten Gursing over Magical Girls, which is basically the other side of the coin when it comes to an evil organization that's trying to kill Magical Girls and other such costume heroes. But are we ever going to get like a Bureaucracy Magical Girl or Magical Boy series where it takes the senshi of that universe and it's more like a bureaucracy? Because they've had evil Power Rangers in the form of that one anime. And Gushing Over Magical Girls, with or without the porn, is effectively the Magical Girl side of it. But I'm talking like true, sheer, bureaucratic bullshit. That looks like it's a straightforward path. Like true bureaucratic levels of a person's given abilities, but they get bogged down in the bureaucracy of how they have to go about behaving. I would watch that till the end of days, simply because there are so many concepts you could get away with that. The game was focused on platforming environmental interactions rather than trying to be both DMC and Rayman Borley. It'd be more fun to play. Yes. That's 100% my take. Because, like, don't get me wrong. There are ways to do this right.
Can't
However,
stick with
those
that.
games are called Ratchet and Clank and Jack and Daxter, dude. Like, not accounting for Rayman Origins, which is its entirely different thing. Fucking Jack and Daxter succeed at doing platforming and puzzle solving and exploration and collectathoning much better than that. Because instead of basing all of your potential power and skill, oh look, a miniature bottle tree, all of your skill around nickel and diming you with powers and abilities, it instead puts more of the caveat of your ability to explore on backtracking. So instead of just telling you, you can go here, but you can't go there, it instead makes it clear to you that you can't go there at this time. And then you spend all that time backtracking and revisiting new areas and trying out new techniques, new abilities, and figuring out that there's stuff that you could have done that you can do now only because you gained the skills to do so, to do them. Instead here, like in this crouton section, the game tells me this is when I'm allowed to go into this hole, right? So it's like if I'm getting assistance from Glowbox, or if you ever want to go to another elevation and involve another series, fucking Spyro. More specifically, Year of the Dragon, with all the other side characters that could get involved with the content, where their involvement with the story is what controlled your ability to move forward. The kangaroo, the monkey, and so on and so on. All those special abilities that they had was a way to add some levity to the gameplay and break up the differences of the levels where Spyro interacted with content. But they did not think out how they wanted to flesh out that environment. Instead, there are parts of the environment that are put together in the way that they are. Push, goddammit! There are parts in the environment that are put together in the way that they are, where it's very clear this is where you're allowed to go and no further, with the use of skyboxes and the use of invisible walls. So, back at that farm section yesterday, where I got confused because that wall on the side of that shed did not seem like a stranding wall to me, at the top of that jump, I clearly was allowed to make that jump, even though I died the first time, to clear the way down across that entire hill. Because I thought that rather than jumping off from one side, that was a inaccessible area had I not jumped from that height to then access it further. Then when I made my way down, my reward for having done it that way, I didn't get an achievement for doing it. That instance where we saw the cow on top of the house that I wanted to pelt with a boulder, I didn't get an achievement for being cruel and unusual with my special abilities. No, nothing. I wasn't rewarded in any way, shape, or form for the interaction I had with the level. However, my reward for exploring was 5 floofs. If that was a Spyro level, that would have probably been a Hidden Dragon Age. Or, if we want to be more relevant, because technically, the format of Super Mario Odyssey, which is about to be the format used in DK Bonanza, is the format of Spyro the Dragon. In an Odyssey game, or even a or even Super Mario Sunshine, the sprite, the sun, or the moon would have been a secret hidden over in that corner for me to access through that way of accessing it. And then having accessed it, it would have opened a very obvious way for me to get back so that I could rejoin the flow of action in the level. Instead, my reward was 5 floofs, and I had to figure out by jumping on the wall at first, as it was not obvious how to get back because it reloaded me on the island. Oh, I have to use this to get over. But the terrain was not colored in a way where it became optically sensible to me that that was the case, because it was a white chalk prompt with the lines where it was blending into the artistic style of the wall. So it was not obvious the solution. Whereas in a Jack and Daxter game or in a Ratchet and Clank game, my ability to get in and get out would have probably been based on that being like a Golden Bolt challenge. I would have gotten a special currency that would have been used at a later date for upgrades. But this is my upgrade system. The game telling me, you don't get to upgrade right now. You get to upgrade when we tell you. And even if I had all this floof to spend, if I had infinite floof to spend, I would have not been allowed to spend it until we got to this chapter where it unlocked the rest of these abilities. I really don't understand the reason why you even cover up the upgrades. Just tell me what's there so I can look at, ooh, if I'm this week here at Wending Step, but in the future, I get to use Cleansing Reed, and just use it as an AoE explosion. That way I can incentivize, do I want to use combat abilities, or do I want to use magical spells? And in terms of magical spells, those might as well be alternate guns, with the loot and equipment being based on a timer rather than on an ammo capacity of ammunition I find in the level. So, Crouton is clearly my big fucking gun. Controlling the enemy is much better than just freezing them still, because it does damage while disabling them from attacking me. Then, because you gave CC on the second upgrade, if, like yesterday we talked about it, you turned this around, you put the utility first and the damage second, I could have been able to choose, do I want to disable them by pulling them into me? Do I want to disable them by pushing away from me as a form of a pseudo counter, along with the already existing B counter for dodging? So now I can instead keep the pressure on in combat, where if I see an enemy coming, bah! No you're not, and you stay over there while I beat this motherfucker who also got stunned too. Or do you take the angle of using the direct weave, and as you're beating on that target that now can't fight back, you get healing over, you take extra damage. You get inflicted damage when I push you. You are able to get increased damage done to you after I hit you with a tether strand, as well as after Crouton's control ends on a character, it sends off the small explosion that does damage and knocks them back. You could say that that's technically a form of CC, and I'll give that to them, the Strand Blast, but the rest of this is just damage. This is useless to a beginning player. In order for them to learn the combat, they need actual tools. If this was Devil May Cry, this would be like all of the different utility skills that it could be accessible to Nero. Like, it cohesively does not make concurrent sense to the game design that is in front of me. And the way that I want to play is not being offered to me. And even if I have an open mind and attracting myself to the choices offered, I'm offered either one choice, two choices, or no choices. And where in another game I could have all the choices, and I could say, not at this time. Instead, I want to make a change, and it says, you don't have enough. But the amount that they give me is arbitrary and does not actually make me feel like, yeah, I'm going to save up, and then I'm going to get a mobilizing push. No, I'm going to fuck around, and I'm going to look at it when I got enough. Because this is 100, this is 100, that was 100, this is 100, this is 100, both these are 100, this is 80. I believe that was 100 itself. Like, the significant power from here to here is clear. Yet, there are clearly floofs that I'm missing. Because every time I end a level, I have less money than the level's cap says is there. Fuck the health element. That might as well just be a free blue orb fragment being offered to me with a secret mission that's not so secret. It's so disorienting. It's so disorienting. Also, Ayo, you passed 1600? What'd you pass 1600 in, whore? Hi, just a girl. We got more inspector shit. Annabelle, we need this sale to go through. Between the weeds waging war on our biggest leaves and the lack of good, reliable folk to lend a helping hand, the tobacco business ain't what it used to be. Here's hoping Buddy Flood don't look too closely out of numbers. Lord, I don't ask for nothing. Don't let one bad harvest sink our family name.
You don't stay that rich by being kind.
Whoa, whoa. Doesn't even let me stand on the top of the fucking house. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whee! Now, what's the... Ow. I short of my jump. Now, here's a query. Here is a curious query. What a tongue twister. Here is a curious query that I offer to you, chat. I'm out. What is the point of offering me boulders to explode these rocks? if by simply holding and summoning Crouton, I can achieve the same effect. Once they respawn, of course. I'm pretty sure it's going to home in once they appear. Yeah. What's the point of this superfluous method that was meant to be a stand-in, clearly, once I got access to Crouton, being added here when I could simply achieve the same effect by using Crouton? On one hand, you could say a foolproof way of ensuring that a player does not get lost. But I behoove you. How would I get lost? You've already shown me that I can throw him. You've given me the instances to learn the context in which to use his abilities, which is much more to the essence of Rayman and Medieval, if anything else. Why would you need to give me rocks in a story-based game where you control the challenge and thus also control the accessibility of the material? It don't make sense, chat. Did I just backtrack? Yes, I did. It don't make sense, chat. It don't make sense. Because it's not like Crouton's gonna run out of HP. He literally exists as an infinite magical spell that I can use at my leisure. As such. The consistency of game design is so fucking confusing. So confusing. Does it cost mana or does it have a cooldown? In combat, all of her abilities have a cooldown. However, as you clearly see, with Crouton, the only cooldown is for when he's out in the field, and then it comes back instantly. In combat, there is a cooldown. And a part of their cooldown mechanic is that when you kill a hate, you actually can reduce some of the cooldown that is afforded to you. It is actually one of these upgrades here. Unravel's cooldown acceleration effect is improved. So I get rewarded for using my spells in combat, but I don't get to choose and pick and choose on a general upgrade tree how I want to upgrade. I'm forced to go down the line and use those upgrades as the game dictates to me. In an actual game of Devil May Cry, I would be able to choose the line that I want to go down and invest in the skills that I want to have. I don't get to do that here. It is very much the bullshit. Whoa. Whoa. The rabbits are getting frisky. Gucci's. Another set of burrowers. Some more burrowers are fucking getting frisky. And this is probably about to be 5 again. Yup. I don't think the mascot was a last-minute addition, because he was there inside the house. If anything, I think his introduction as a magical spell was done late. Because like I was saying at the start, with the opening movie that plays where Crouton's holding the South of Midnight book, he is put into the universe as though he's another living magical thing. Even though he is a thing that belongs to her, thus she would be aware and would know about him. But in that cinematic, Crouton's running away from her as though he's trying to hide from her, despite the fact that Crouton was a toy made for her by her mother. If anything, you would say that this is lazy and stupid as fuck, but
Time to fill up my bottle.
it is my opinion that it is a retarded use of their abilities. Before I go do the thing that the game wants me to do, I'm going to go over here in this direction towards the obvious combat zone. Some people would not think to use Crouton, but they also gave you a section where you had to use him in that way. So they familiarized you in the same section where they give you Crouton as a spell, that is a way for you to interact with him in combat and in exploration. That feels like to me that the people who designed the systems and the people who designed the explorative content were not on the same page. Because you would put that there in case you needed to use it in a particular way. And that is not the case here. Ow. Ow. This. And now the combat feels entirely different with the utility spells. Because now I feel like I can actually set the enemies up for combat. Where before, I did not. Did that trap exist before you got the Crouton spell? That trap design did exist before I got Crouton, but it was using the rock pattern before. There's no need to have the rock there if I have Crouton that serves the exact same purpose. If anything, I'm going to claim and frame it as idiot-proofing, which is not necessary. Because I know how to play the video game, because I'm letting the video game tell me how to play the video game. Now, what was the point of me fulfilling this? Just for fun? I guess just for fun. Unless this section becomes important later. I can see shit floating on the edges here, but I can't interact with it. And I do not see any further interactables, so that was literally just a fight for fun, I guess. Question mark? Seems to be the case. Because there is no other secret that I could find in the area, because I already have the filament. Because yeah, I can see the level design not knowing what segment they may on, putting rocks here just in case the section was before the spell. If anything, I feel like it might be a bit of a dev solution. Like they were testing multiple parts of the game, and as they were running through them, they did not have the debug mode on to give you access to all your spells. So as a consequence, they just ended up coming up with a dev mode or a dev path, as you would inside of something like Super Mario Builder. Perhaps I had to clear that because I have to clear the area out so I can make access to some of these zones that still have taint on the haint, which seems to be the case. Here's another one.
Here they come.
The fact that that has a full cooldown is weird. I need to get rid of this melee enemy, because I do not want to deal with this guy. Ow. I love when I'm being hit by targets that are basically giving a form of immunity to me. That's one thing this game definitely has wrong. The fact that some of these enemies have attacks that will continue charging up and firing. They'll still go through even though they shouldn't. True effervescent bullshit. I cannot overestimate and overstate how important combat becomes by disrupting the flow of enemies' actions with Crouton and other such CC abilities.
When the sister got her dress dirty again, Trey tried to rinse her off in the water.
I'm very clearly looking at this scene out of order.
I don't believe Hazel's dad meant to do it. He just didn't count on how slippery she'd be. Bunny never forget it. In a way, Trey lost his sister and his mama that day.
Did Mama know about this?
I think when you have a story game, and that story is based on the information I'm receiving in real time, you should probably not make it an order of operations about what particular encounter that I get. Because now I'm just confused, because that was clearly starting in medias res about some detail about her mother and father.
I didn't know Dad had a sister.
How the fuck? In the attic, where the hooks were, there was a portrait of the father, the son, a daughter, and Bunny. Perhaps the character didn't notice that painting because they didn't get a prompt for it, because that's the way they choose to do lore. But I knew that he had a sister because I paid attention to the surroundings. The surroundings that the game clearly didn't actually want me to pay attention to. Just like in the early running check section at the beginning of the prologue. Cough, cough.
No wonder I never knew about Cherie.
And so it came to pass that the mad as hell white woman resented her son for picking a snow bunny. Well, actually, what is the male hare? A jackalope? Snow thumper? Yeah! We're inventing words today, chat! And so it came to pass that the angry white woman resented her son for being a snow thumper because he liked black chocolate. And yet, he killed her white, unsullen as snow daughter. There we go. Everybody's getting in on the racism. Oh, not a crouton segment. 5. Why are these so small?
Mrs. Pearl swears by her allergies.
White woman voice. Dearest Trudy, the illustrious journalist assigned to Garden Hospitality's latest profile misconstrued a crucial step in the Flood family mead brewing process. It is of utmost importance to simmer, not boil, the honey and water mixture. You must also take care to skim any scuff off the surface as you go. I expect a swift correction and reprint forthcoming. Kindest regards, Mrs. Blood.
Entitled. No surprise there.
We're gonna have to piece together which one of these
That's not
interactions
bizarre.
was supposed to be the first one. Also, Jesus Christ, I can get lost in this place. That is not a good thing. I loved forced walking segments. That's so cool. This is the bottle tree. So that's one, and the other one's on the other side. So let's assume that this probably was supposed to be the one that was first. Oh, that was wonderful. Hit stun off the ground, incoming projectile, not getting control of my character, and just butt fucked. Oh, that was wonderful. I love that. That was such a wonderful interaction. Thanks, game. Can I press Y, please? Now watch this. That attack was still coming. So even if I dodged instantly, I was off tempo and I get hit anyways. It would have been better if I had let him attack me first and then me attack. Oh, that's graphical error.
Even before the accident, Hazel's dad knew Bunny didn't care for him. When his sister got her dress dirty, he was punished for letting it happen. He didn't complain life was unfair. That's just how things was.
Oh, man. Kids make mistakes sometimes.
Interesting. So maybe it wasn't in the wrong order and I didn't look at the situation correct? Because it said even before the accident, so I guess that was 1 and this is 2. I can't tell, honestly.
Dream spot for a tea party. Kid Hazel would have loved to be.
Black girl like tea parties confirmed. That's some bullshit. I'm here to fix things. That blast does not do a lot of damage, and it has an achievement where it wants me to use that on multiple enemies at once. I hope they understand how retarded and stupid that is when there is no super armor on that skill. Or any of my skills to be actual. Ouch. I doubt that counts as a multi-hit, but let's assume it does. Alright, what else did your daddy do?
Parents always have a favorite, even if they don't admit it. Bunny's favorite was her daughter, Cherie.
Okay, so no. We did that out of order. This was 1, and then that was 2, and then that was 3. Okay, yeah. So, my original statement. It's probably good that if you're going to have plotted out things that are important, it's going to be very necessary that you put them in the proper fucking order, dude. I don't know about that one, Jay. I don't think it was done in a way to make people appreciate Snowbody Mind Control. What game did it good where getting lost in the world was a good thing? I can't think of a single AAA or AA title within the last few years that has done it right. Also noticing a lack of a father figure. Let's use it, not me.
whom she'd hoped to groom into a force for passing her on one day.
She wasn't watching her either.
Also, it does not lack on me that the way that a weaver deals with things is by noticing a pattern of behaviors. The less we say about black women and sophisticated white women using therapy speech to lecture others about how to heal from trauma, the better. Because, boy, I wouldn't stop talking for an hour. Truthfully, no matter what you do, we're always being lectured. Remember, chat, the even hand of Kembalair is watching us always. She's always watching you, always watching and always nagging. Kappa.
Jesus!
I love that we know that the battle tree is right there on the fucking premises, and yet we're running through this fucking dreamlike world because the game needs to have drama and tension. A grumble barely above the sound of your stomach in your own ear. It's so loud! I'ma look back at it. Just generally there, in the distance, a healthy, meager step behind me.
Buddy buried every kid she brought into this world. That's gotta take a toll on her.
Well, let's think about it. Why did she bury every single child she put into this world? Was it because they ain't had a daddy? Certainly had a daddy to make them, not a daddy to take care of them, huh? What does that say about Bunny?
Is anyone home?
Cough. Dearest Mrs. Flood, some stories depict the Rougarou as scorned female lycanthropes who prey on children and devour ex-lovers. Other praise the Rougarou emerge on St. John's Eve to dance at the Ball Gula Ball at the banks of the Bayou Gula with the Breton. My research suggests that the Rougarou are born from the bodies of those who have experienced immense tragedy. Anyone one day might become a Rougarou. Additionally, Rougarou shape-shifting abilities may not be limited to lupine forms. Interviews with Cajun locals suggest the Rougarou may take the form of many different animals, including but not limited to lions, bears, and owls. So let me just go ahead and look up this fucking creature real quick. Rougarou. The Rougarou, Cajun diaspora communities. Okay, well good. Finally, you got it fucking right. For once, one goddamn creature that would be actually in Cajun mythology.
I get Maruga. Huh. Mama was always sorry we couldn't afford piano lessons. Ugh, taxidermy? That's creepy fancy people stuff.
Except that because this is drawn and animated the way that it is, it just looks like it's just a normal fucking statue. Made of plaster. Up. Now look at here. Look at here. Look at here.
Bunny looks so proud of her.
Snow Bunny. Snow Bunny. Look at that. Look at that DreamWorks smile. That's a woman who wanted a child. Look at it. 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 When white women hold their children, they look at them with pride. When black women hold their children, they look at them with awe and fawn.
Grandpa. Don't think he would have liked me much.
Get it, chat? Because you wouldn't have been liked because he was a racist.
Showing off blood family business partners like trophies.
What else we got here?
Foxes crack me up. Screechy little cat dogs. Buddy's really got a thing for raccoons.
We're all thinking it. We're all thinking it. We're all thinking it, Chad. I am a menace. I'm a menace. I'm a menace. Nope. I passed one. Oh, nothing to say about the pig tusks? Really? Damn.
Sunday dinner with animal heads for company? No thanks.
Great fucking model. Oh, I can't push this one open, huh?
I used to look forward to the fair every year as a kid.
Prospero County Fair, last Saturday in August. Baking contest. Do you make Prospero's best water pie? Winner receives 6 months of bottled water. Dancing Rabbit Fairground. What the fuck is a water pie? I'm Googling it. I'm Googling it. Water pie is a type of pie with translucent custard filling, primarily made from water, along with sugar, flour, butter, and sometimes vanilla extract. The recipe originated in the late 1800s and also was made during the Great Depression. Sweet, rich, inexpensive, deep dish pie crust, custard-like mixture of water, sugar, butter, and sometimes vanilla extract. Apparently, Barack Obama's favorite pie was a water pie. Unless it was also, of course, a water pie designed with apples. So a mixture between like peach and apple cobbler designed with the filling of the water pie mixture as a filler to put around the apples. So Depression era food. Basically a Depression era pastry. Sometimes they ain't all zingers. We learned. I challenge one of you to make this pie and then tell me what it tastes like. Multiple places to enter in from. Sneaking in your front door, sneaking in your back door, sneaking in your front door, sneaking in your back door. Why can't I go in here? Oh, I see a photo. Open to me, open your doors and show me the way. Look, it's your great-great-grandpappy. Probably your mama when she was younger. Or grandma when she was younger. Big Alcina vibes. Southern Alcina vibes.
Definitely Bunny's room. If she's hiding something about Molly, it should be here. So many of her with Cherie. So few of her with Dad.
Because truly, there's a matriarchy.
She loves a sketchy bookshelf.
Truthfully.
I bet Bunny's wedding was the talk of the town. She did look pretty.
But where's pictures of your husband? What woman puts a picture of herself on her own the day? Yep, there we go.
I wouldn't even recognize her. She looks so in love.
That's right. It was white love, as designed by proper white Jesus. Praise the Lord.
There's so much I never got to know about you.
So is her father emblemated by pigs?
Can't believe that's you, Dad.
Apparently so.
You're both so little.
So why would they not just take the photos out of his room or was it like a way of punishment where they put photos of him in his room to remind him of the sister he stole from his mother or some type shit?
So beautiful. Bet Cherie like that.
Life at a party is on and around.
Fit for a princess. Dad never moved past it, did he? Oh, Cherie really was cute as a button.
Uh-huh. You can't fool me. I won't fall for that mind control, Carl said, having a white woman as a partner.
I bet that tree made for a nice view once.
And I see another fucking thing in the distance. So I know for a fact that there's no way that this is all over. There's probably even a deeper mystery about it being hidden. And it's probably going to come up because of the fact that we saw that in the distance.
Oh, what kind of person needs a room like this?
You were told that your grandma was looking into the disappearance of your daddy when he went missing. What the fuck do you mean?
Those poor missing kids. Could have been Molly's doing.
Okay, so we got here Odette Du Bois, Cassandra Tyler, Jackson Graves, T.J. Landrau, Marie Lagree, and Trey Flood. So, literally, these same kids on the first poster was supposed to be our tell that this shit's been going on for a while. Got 1972, 1973, 1983, 1973, 73, 63.
Hang on, Dad. You went missing too?
You were literally told he went missing. Are you daft?
Red yarn. She found out hugging Molly's not just a scary story for kids.
J.L. Patterson, subject, missing children. Dear Mrs. Flood, here is a list of children reported missing in the past 20 years from the Prospero region. Note that all of them have been subject to investigations by local child welfare authorities. May Barker, 11, Slaughter State Park, February 9, 1985. Knox Billick Granger, 6, Jeff Davis Rhodes, June 2nd, 1992. Grady Ambrose, 9, Gandyville, September 29, 1995. Chester Burnett, 9, near Mary Beth Trace, August 7, 2003. Lower Drudge, 12, Grave Street, November 2nd, 2005. Please let me know if I can be any further assistance. My invoice is attached.
Chloe Drudge.
You say that like that name is important to you.
Hey, that's my distaff. Patterns too. Where'd she get all this?
Probably from the same place she found the goddamn hooks. So, was she looking into how to deal with the shit so she could figure out how to get the child back?
That's a big ass feather.
Nobody saw him leave.
What the hell? Why is Laurent in those pictures?
Obvious symbol patterned on the ground, directly in front of the interact point. I wonder what will happen, chat.
That's a chunk of Benji. All this research on the walls, too. She was serious. What is Bunny up to?
You just can't get enough of my hospitality.
Saw it coming.
I'm sorry. I need to find Huggin' Mom.
Do you? What would you want with Huggin' Mom?
She took my model. Her red yarn was all over our house.
You've been keeping secrets. Why didn't you ask before?
I did. And you didn't help.
For context, your grandma would have thought that you were delusional. Now, we, after context, have learned that she knew more than she was letting on. However, in an actual story, because the way that I would have written this shit is I would have made it into Black Alice in Wonderland, but Cajun. Everybody else would have thought you was crazy as shit. But clearly, even if they believe in tall tales, the only person that can see what's going on with the mythical creatures in the weave is you. So your grandma knows that shit's real, but she can't interact with it because she wasn't chosen to be a weaver, but knows that you're a weaver. So maybe she was keeping you there for your protection. Who fucking knows? I don't know. If this were a story written like that of Ratchet... Oh my god. Chad, I just had a realization. This game is poorly written so badly. Well, no, that sounds like it's an insult. Let me rerun that. This game gets washed by the writing of Jak and Daxter, and most specifically, Ratchet and Clank. The original Ratchet and Clanks. And if you want to, Ratchet and Clank Future. Because this is like the Quark plotline. Is it not? The heroes are set out on a journey by Captain Quark. They learn that Captain Quark's on some fuck shit. They fuck his ass up. And then for the rest of that PlayStation 2 trilogy, he is a butt of a joke. Or at least in the PlayStation trilogy. And then, I can't remember, was overclocked or... One second, I need to do some research. One second. Before I even finish that sentence. So no, Ratchet and Clank, Going Commando, and Up Your Arsenal was the original one. The one that I was thinking of was Deadlocked, where it's Ratchet, but it's supposed to be him by himself. But it was like that title where you had online gameplay that you could use. Yeah. So still, back to my original statement. It's like the original, the original run of Ratchet and Clank, where Captain Quark sets your ass up the bomb, and then you're spending time basically going around the galaxy, learning about the lore of the universe and interacting with characters in the multiple ways which you choose to. It has worse writing than Ratchet and Clank. Again, that sounds like I'm insulting it, but literally Ratchet and Clank washes the story of fucking South of Midnight. 100% washes it. Seems weird to me that Bunny would resent rescuing him if she resented him with losing her sister. I mean, I agree! Clearly there must be something in effect. So let's let the story tell us.
You can see strands. And now you're looking for a creature. You're a weaver, aren't you? Strange. Your mother never mentioned it. Or maybe not so strange. I guess we know each other's little secret now.
Are you a weaver too?
Oh dear. Why don't we have some tea?
Deflection. She's trying to deceive you.
Let me get you some fresh clothes. My pig factory is no place for a girl like you to be cavorting.
I mean, you are still covered in pig shit, and that shit is smeared into your skin and jeans. Oh, look, Chet, She's wearing it! She's wearing it! She's wearing the outfit! She's wearing the outfit!
At least it's clean.
This is why I said this would basically be Southern Cajun Alice in Wonderland. Truly black girl magic, but instead it's just black girl tragic. Tragedy after tragedy after tragedy, and only the black woman can fix it.
Now, what do you know about hugging Molly?
I know she takes children and leaves red yarn. And I've heard that you know a lot about her.
Yes. She stole your father once when he was young.
Really? How'd you find her?
Oh, Molly meant for me to find. Trey was just babysitting. It was me she wanted. Molly can't abide weavers because we mend the chaos her kind likes to create.
You don't think
That Molly took your mother to lure you? I never found where Molly really lives, but I suspect Laurent Baptiste knows.
Laurent from the juke joint?
Friend of yours?
Friend of Mars.
Curious. Laurent won't talk to me. I seem to have an unfortunate reputation among his crowd.
Yeah, rich bitches and white women with power tends to do that to black niggas.
I could try.
The garden gate will take you to his place.
They even rebraided her hair. Also, I want to make notice she's not wearing a dress. She's wearing jorts. She's wearing jorts. They gave her a skirt, and they gave her the body type that she has to look attractive in a southern dress, but gave her a fucking side veil tail feather. And gave her fucking jorts. Magical girl southern jorts. With thigh highs. Safe horny. Written all over it. Now, do not get me wrong. This outfit of hers, because we will look at it out of the cutscene. But this outfit of hers is beautiful. And yet they can't even trust you to let her be feminine.
Do let me know how it goes with Molly. I'd be most indebted if you find her.
Oh, I'll find her. Molly took my dad. Bunny got him back. I can get Mama back.
Awake all night to hear your breathe. I count
The music back.
your breaths as you breathe. And at the end of dreams, you breathe.
I watch you as you sleep.
But now the leaving's done, and we still go on.
Amazing. Thank you, song. That was wonderful. Okay. So, look at her outfit. This is not a skirt. This is a tail feather dress, or rather a tail feather skirt. So you've got an intricate design on the inner cut fold. And the garment itself attaches to the bodice that she's wearing. It has an unnecessary flourish of a top lace layer, which then, whether it was designed for her or she just had them made for them on the fly, the sticks that the weaves go onto, that they attach to when they're not in use, have lace designs on them where they slide in and slide out like Spider-Man fucking web shooters. And that itself has an intricate weave design that goes over the forearm. Her hair gets braided, and everything itself, probably along with some walking shoes. Yeah, she might as well be wearing fucking brown Timbs. Is the whole design. Because all of that black right there, as you can see her skin, that's thigh-high legging. They couldn't even let the character have a traditional feminine outfit. They needed to make her into a girl boss at all points, thus erasing the actual feminine side of her culture, even if she is more action-oriented and strong-headed and mouthed as a character. So they can't even let the black girl be a strong character, yet still be feminine in her design. Now, you wouldn't get that instance because on every single cover of the goddamn video game, it's always her with her back to the camera looking back at it. So you think that she's wearing like a lace top and then a dress. But no, this is her outfit. For what it's worth, it's okay. It's actually better than I expected them to do for her. But the whole thing together alongside the hair braid, that's what gives fucking Black Alice in Wonderland. And that's just insulting to the intelligence of everybody looking and watching.
Gotta find out what he knows. What's that freaking blowfish talking about now?
And then she went right in that hole. So I said, Bunny Flood will fillet you as soon as look at you. Oh, Hazel. Well, nice duds. You been promoted at the Piggly Wiggly?
Oh, hey.
Oh my god. Perfect! Literally perfect! Oh my god, I'm gonna cut a timestamp out of that. Oh, that's becoming a voice alert. No, sir. Oh, that's becoming a verse alert. Fuck me. Fuck me running. Oh, I am stamping that one for later.
Hey, Mr. None of the Floods come to the cottage?
Oh, you know me. You run into Bunny Flood and live to tell.
Mm-hmm, and she's helping me find Huggin' Molly.
Oh, out of the goodness of her heart, I'm sure. So what, y'all in cahoots now?
First off, cahoots. Second off, there's nobody I'd rather be less cahooting with.
She always did want to get her hands on a weaver.
I think I can handle my own grandma.
There you go again with that strong ass attitude, trying to tell a fucking magical creature who's been longer alive than you've been fucking alive on this earth about how he's trying to help you and blah 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 blah. Oh my god.
So now you a flood. No, I wouldn't have helped if I'd realized.
If I'm a Flood, it's in name only. And if my last name makes Bunny believe that I'm on her side, then I'ma use it.
Well, you sure can scheme like a real flood.
Right.
But you sure it ain't Bunny using you?
I can take care of myself without your help.
I could take care of myself without your help. Didn't know how to deal with patterns, didn't know how to help the creatures, didn't know how to explore, wouldn't have made it clear if you hadn't stumbled upon the fucking artifacts that are made for your use and station of service, wouldn't have made it without your goddamn doll to use as a pet, all of which was made possible by him traveling through the... Oh yeah, you definitely could have done it on your own, sugar. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep. That's not at all y'all trying to make us hate this character so you can say, well, she had growth at the end. She learned to stop being so disrespectful. Nigga, fuck y'all. Oh my god.
I do need to get to the juke joint. Could you maybe?
Oh, you don't need my help. No, you a fancy flood weaver now. I wouldn't want to get your new dress all slimy.
I didn't mean.
No, you take the path. There's a tree up yonder you should see. Bunny visits every year on the same day. Might tell you a little something about who you're in cahoots with.
Hey!
Acts like an asshole to people around her. Consequences. See, Carl, she's not a girl boss. She does not get everything handed to her. She's not a Mary Sue. She gets consequences. Pedantic. Stupid. Self-assured.
Cahoots. He's worrying about the wrong thing. Bunny ain't nearly that bad.
Soundtrack's back.
That's the tree catfish man. Oh, Bunny.
That's on me. See?
Maybe.
I see an object over there. Oh, another combat encounter.
You leave these hates to fester here.
Ow. Save crouton for the second rotation. Stuck on the wall. I don't think I ever get an opportunity to use a charge attack. Which is just sad.
That's handled. Now back to the road.
An encounter that finally isn't just 1 or 10 fucking floof. And right back to that goddamn soundtrack.
Before, you'll always be my girl, my little baby girl.
Truthfully, that was the time and frustration. So clearly, the emotive soundtrack wants me to understand that it's Bunny that's singing about Cherie. Alright, calling in the air chat. Does Bunny Flood sacrifice kids to Molly? Yes or no?
It's like the tango itself is crying.
Cherie tree. Certainly you did not put your child inside of a fucking tree. Let's see how many people called it. I see one yes. So is Bunny a weaver too, or does she just know about magic? I think that Bunny was not meant to be a weaver. She just learned about it as a way to try and figure out how to get her kid back. And or how to make a deal with a magical creature to operate on their terms.
They say the soul lingers a bit with the body it belonged to. And so it was with Bunny's baby Cherie. Bunny's dream of crafting her daughter into her own likeness, a power spun of unnatural means, was shattered. But she never lost hope she'd bring Cherie back to life someday. She stole the Benji tree's heart for its magic, to keep her daughter trapped here instead of going where it is baby souls go.
White people are evil and or the devil. Number, what, 4? 5? I think we're at 4. Technically, Jolene wasn't evil. She was just a daughter being abused by her dad. And terrorized by his pet animal like everybody else was. But I don't think you can get more evil than this, chat.
Still magic from Benji's tree? She must have been possessed. Wow. No wonder Bunny comes up here in secret.
My love grows where the white woman knows.
Sorry, I woke you up, Big Sherry. You hush now. Going back to sleep, okay?
Nothing's ever really lost.
So it's the Star Wars Jedi tree, chat.
While searching Bunny's cottage for clues about old Molly, Hazel glimpsed her grandma's past and felt sorry for her. But what Bunny did was unnatural. Sealing her dead daughter's spirit in a tree? Despite this, Hazel's powers guided Cherie to find solace in the great beyond. Following her lead, Hazel sought Laurent Baptiste, who knew old Molly's whereabouts, but Hazel wasn't keen on seeing him again, given a mauled history with him.
That we know nothing about. Chapter 7. Oh man, it's hard to find.
Better get to the juke joint so I can get back to pretending Laurent doesn't exist.
Uh-huh. But why would you have a reason to not like Laurent? We have no context for why you would care. Oh, wonderful. We can be able to replay storybooks. Lore. The Swopes ran the farm with his daughter Jolene after her mother died. Believed that Jolene shot on her father, like the book says, but not an honorable man. Staple in the Prospero community, joined in community service or ministry. Church next to Silver during storms, met through social services, and now close friends and collaborators. Cherie's daughter and second-born child dying in a tragic accident caused by her brother Trey. No secret that she was Bunny's favorite child. Owner of the juke joint and Lacey's ex-partner. Nobody can make Lacey laugh like he did, not even Hazel, but when he up and left her mom, he was out of the picture for good. So, was he the fuckboy boyfriend before she married the dad, or what? Because it sounds like he did her some dick and ran. I don't know how else to phrase it. It sounds like he did your mama some dick, and you don't like the fact that he did your mama some dick. I get it. I don't care, but I get it. Raised before the Swopes, starved and abused, blah 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 blah. In her grief, used a chunk of Benji to bind her soul to a tree. Though baby Cherie's spirit was also confused, Hazel was able to support her, bringing her the peace that she had long since been denied. Beloved countryside, through the hurricane, Prospero countryside is beautiful, full stretches of farm and greenery. Ministry run by Jolene and acts as a church and community shelter that charges you fucking $4 at the fucking door to be a part of the fucking services. Providing things like hurricane care packages, clothing drives, food drives. Jolene and Lacey became friends with community outreach and worked together. Local pig factory owned by Bunny Flood. Many employees, many people in the town. Taste the Pig Factory, widely considered an eyesore and wise pastoral countryside. Surrounding the area always smelled like pig shit. Bulla Call it kills. The countryside slowly transitioned to gentle rolling hills, begin to give way to forest, much of the property that has been abandoned. Bunny's second home in the hills. For some reason, Catfish believes that Hazel will find information pertaining to Hug and Molly and the Motherwells and its walls. The dark forest rises from the Call it Kills, stretching to the infamous Juke Joint, a dense stretch of mixed woods and a place that in most of Prospero don't venture to. People speak of strange creatures and going on in the forest and tend to give it a wide berth. So literally Appalachia. And here, burrow. Crouton ventured to burrows and says table of a journey containing knot cords and other items, saying burrows are home to mischievous creatures. Uh-huh. Another one filament for upgrade. I drowned him to his death with a mispress. My love trolls where my rosemary goes, 'cause nobody be hoeing like me. There we go again with the Rayman segment.
There's the old sawmill. Juke joints nearby.
So y'all just have a casually fucked up forest to have to run through anyways? That seems impractical and not at all what happens when you want to have civilized society and or culture. The strange kids are whispering in my ear again, chat. June 13th, 1922. Found this little wonderful boy, Laurent, wandering around covered in blood. Won't hard to talk about what happened, but his mom and pa are dead. He's little but stronger than he looks. He can move crates and keep a lookout for the fuzz funding the operation.
Laurent, 1922? That can't be right. He must be a junior.
Calling in the air, chat. Is Laurent a magical creature, yes or no? Find out if you're right right after these messages. We into a combat section with a new hate, and he skipped leg day. And I'm gonna mind control you. I've got Black Bunny mind control. Look out. And he's immediately back, not in my control. Ain't nothing about a bitch. Oh wow. Well, that was some course correction. Ow. No, he rolls at me. Yoink.
That was rough.
Yawn. The enemy types are just coming and going and coming and going and going and going and coming. But as every game to the need to add, then now the player will slowly walk sideways to pass between the two rock segments. Because it allows them to hide the loading screen for the transition of the cutscene that they're going to force in. Movie games do not know how to do proper segments. They don't know how to do proper segmenting, and they've forgotten or have never learned how to do proper setup of story beats where you can have a natural cutscene follow through within context story beats. Lamont crashed into the damn boats on the shoreline, lost 2 crates of liquor. Massey was yelling at him something fierce and raised his hand to strike Laurent. He scared the shit out of Laurent. His race twisted up something fierce. Talk to Mastian, say he's gonna take it easy on the boy.
Masterson sounds like an ass. You're a sight for sore eyes.
Literally not even a fucking secret. Literally not even a fucking secret. It was just there. What we got over here?
Lumber used to be a huge business here. I wonder what happened.
Negroes. Negroes happen. Small, black, disembodied faced children, stop whispering mean nothings in my ear. I don't want any. Na 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 na. What did I just say? Disembodied voices of children. B-boxes. January 4th, 1977. Promoted LeBron to a attendant this morning. We all had a drink. We all had some to drink. We all had some drink. We all had some drink. You shut your asses up, disembodied children. We had some drink to celebrate. He's a mellow fella, but it was nice to see him excited. He had a little too much to drink and got crying about his folks. Masterson teased him for crying. For a split second, his skin went taut and twisted. I never seen a man move so fast. He hit Masterson so hard he flew halfway across the room, broke his leg. LeBron ran off.
Jeez.
There we go here. Some bullshit. Push puzzle. Push puzzle. Get on the other side of the box. Thank you. See! See! And I call 20.
How do these keep ending up out here?
Cause someone's putting it there. God damn it. Catch the hit, Hazel. Catch the hit.
She held on to this?
Your mama's sentimental. What do you mean she held on to this? And here we are, back in Dustborn.
Hazel took that pic of us just after LeBron had cooked us that 3-course dinner. When he felt safe, he had so much love to give.
Do not make me think that what we're about to learn is that LeBron is a magical creature that was becoming humbled by black woman Beetlejuice. Do not tell me that that is what we're about to have happen to us. And he was just a mean-spirited man when he got upset because he had so much hate in his heart because people kept teasing him about his mama and daddy.
But she had felt safe more often. Sometimes he seemed like he was scared of himself.
I remember that day. I saw what Mama saw. But he didn't deserve her. I'm really not looking forward to this conversation.
It sounds like you're putting yourself in your mama's business, which is pretty much prototypical of exactly what I come to expect of you. So I don't think I give a damn what you have to say about him. I don't think there's a secret over there. Whee! Sensei! 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 I said Sensei! January 10th, 1927. We're looking for LeBron. He's been missing almost a week. I found him bloody and naked in the woods. Looked like he fought a puma. Started babbling, saying, sorry, please let me stay. I won't do it again. So she likes the ones that beg and plead, huh? I told him he gotta keep those feelings at bay, even if I think he was justified in lashing out. Masterson is an asshole. I brought him back to camp.
Sounds like he really cared about it.
And perhaps that means he was gay? Gay? Homosexual? Gay? Gay? How do you want me to get to this? Back door. Back door. Whee! Whee! Oink. Whee! Whee! Uh-huh. We... Nice controls. That was literally seamless until the game decided that no, actually, it will not stop my jump and will not short it, and will instead make me plunge. But at the same time, the camera was not in the position that I wanted it to be in, because it was moving it on its own. Ah. Secrets betrayed by the interaction. Secrets, Carl say, but it's actually just a platform for 5 fucking floofs. Ouch. Let me get. Laurent was one of them kids to get kidnapped by Hung and Mobley, but escaping on his own accord, becoming magical in some way. I don't know. But let's assume that that's the case. Until we receive an answer that is otherwise different. Dragon Strut. May 17th, 1931. I found Laurent, what, 10 years ago almost? He shot up like a beanpole, a good boy. I swear he's aging slower than the rest of us. Where I find gray hair and new wrinkles every day, he's still got that baby face. He's been learning the business well. I think he can take it over. Tensei! Another fucking 5.
Something's in here.
Be sure to leave a few thimbles for your strongest liquor outside the barrels and crates. Those little drunk buggers will swindle you hard unhurried in the middle of the night if you don't. And then they wreak havoc. You gotta give them a peace offering. Like to burn when it goes down, but then it's so again, so do I.
Ugh, these little guys are menaces.
Yeah, another squeeze. Then it goes to a combat section. It's never clean as that in transition.
Can't let you slow me down.
What, you don't want to make use of your fucking new enemy? So nope, that does not have hit stun protection. And killed as I was making my way to the healing. Da-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Another instance where lock one fucked me. And another instance where the camera's about to fuck me.
Lots around here somewhere.
We. First instance of where we have to use our eyes and ears. I wonder what is the answer. This is probably the first time they've ever tried to use this kind of interaction. I've got a toy on the other side. I got a toy. Yes, I got a toy. I got a toy. Yes, I got a toy. I got a toy. Yep, I got a toy on the other side. Woo!
Got it. Stigma's clearing up.
Which way? We came from here. That does not look like it wants us going there. So we go this way. October 23rd, 1934. Prohibition was repealed. No one needs our moonshine and bootleg wine. The man is way down. I'm thinking of handing out ways to find my fortunes there. Ask Laurent if he wants to come. He politely declined. Say he's gonna make something of himself out here.
Remember, it's the 21st Amendment, because you can't drink till you're 21. Gonna have to find a way to get up there.
I'm pretty sure that's not why it's called that. I'm pretty sure that's not why it's called that. Okay? Never try to make a joke again, Hazel. Never try to make a joke again. No way to get inside that one. Whee! A two-part puzzle. First, we inspect to see if we can get inside the building. Then we send our little fetish doll inside. Tool repairs, used parts. Company credit always accepted. Anything? To say! Such a lazy fucking reveal. They couldn't think of something better than, hey, find this little thing turned over and flip it over and get 5 full. Come on and push me, and just hush me, till I can get my satisfaction. And then you push me, and then you touch me, till I get my satisfaction. Satisfaction. Read a goddamn note. April 4th, 1955. Came back to the old bootlegging spot. Lauren's still here. Looking ever young as pride. Leapt up and bear hugged me, pulling up my feet. Felt like he was gonna break my back. He bought the Sawmill's old juke joint. Runs a little backwoods barn now. I have a feeling he'll be here for quite some time.
This is getting weird.
Is it, Hazel? Is it? Is it? Is it really getting weird now? Now it's getting weird? Is it? Is it? Damn, girl, tell me about it. What's weird about the fact you just learned magical creatures exist after being chosen by the fucking spirit of the land to be a goddamn magic user? What was weird about that? Before this moment here in time, now. You learned you had an aunt. That aunt died because of your fucking daddy. Your daddy got snatched by a monster. A monster was using your daddy as bait to intimidate your grandma, who probably possibly made a deal with her. Hard cap, just my guess. Hold it there for a second. Then you learned that that creature kidnapped your mama in a trailer, pulled away on a river you rode in the back of a goddamn catfish of that told you about you and the land in context where you met the goddamn brother sitting in the tree of a man who put him in there because he was tired of getting embarrassed about him because he was slow. A gator that fucking ate the leg of a friend of your mama's because she was tired of being intimidated by her daddy using him as a goddamn toy pet to intimidate people. Oh, and the fact that the soul of your goddamn aunt who died as a baby because she drowned got sealed magically into a tree with a knockoff form of hoodoo voodoo that now has her as a living goddamn upholstery. Clearly, all that was just bullshit. Now that you learn that there's a black Negro who possibly might be magical because he lived too long and is old, oh, goddamn, stop the presses, baby. Stop the presses. Certainly, you just a goddamn shooing for Nancy Drew, ain't you? I'm crashing out, chat. There was no explorable. I'd hate to go back across that river. Let's go in the direction that the story doesn't want us to go in. The story does not want us to go in that direction yet, obviously. Can I search outside the bar, or are you going to pull me into the bar the second I approach near it? No. Cool. Based. What do I want here? This. This. What's the first grade? Wider area and weak enemies. Nothing. Alright, let's see the Drana.
He ain't open. Hey, didn't you hear what? Hazel? What are you... grown.
It's been a while.
Yeah. How you doing?
Do you know where I can find her and Molly?
What you talking about?
Yes, you do. Bunny said.
Bunny. As in Bunny Flood? Your absentee grandmother? Explains why you dress like that.
Whatever. She's just trying to help me.
Right. Because Bunny's known for giving you a helping hand.
This is different.
4 lines of dialogue, and he's more rational than the main character. Yet again, another example of a character not being dog shit and is going to be framed as something bad because he's mysterious.
I saw how she treated you and Lacey.
And how did you treat Mom?
I treated Lacey well.
Until you did it. You just up and left us one day.
This is grown folks' business. You a child. This ain't for you.
Up, we hear there goes a black aphorism. Grown folks' business. Clearly, you know that she's a weaver, or at least can suspect as much, as she starts talking about shit that she should not know about if she was not into the magical side of the world that you live in. But nah. Belittle this female character so that she can have the right to be a strong female woman in your direction.
I ain't no damn child. Do you know how sad she was when you left us?
It was complicated. There was a...
Don't make excuses.
Hazel,
You didn't deserve her.
that's enough. I need you to leave.
Did you even care? What was so...
So I have a prediction that he is not a magical creature that escaped Molly, but he is instead the type of lycanthrope creature that Bunny was investigating.
wrong with Mama? With us?
Nothing. It's me. It's always me.
Laurent?
Hazel, no! I'm not safe. Get out!
Shit. Maybe I can reweave him. How long has he been like this?
All of his life. What you mean? And now, let us get a look at all these very clearly not animated black people pictures. That one's obviously a picture. 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 Where was the one of her and her mama? There we go. You see how it's very clear that they just got lazy and said, fuck it, we're not even gonna draw the shit in our style. Just take it up there and throw it in sepia tone. Anybody finna notice? You lazy ass bastards! Welcome, Struggler. No, I wouldn't say he's a deadbeat. I think he was forced to leave because his magical nature meant that it wasn't gonna work out long term because he has problems that he doesn't want to talk about. That one's just the same. That's the same goddamn picture you got hanging on the ball right there! Lazy! Lazy! If you're gonna design a world, sure, design that fucking world. But do not design a world and then give up and be half-assed as you decide, nah, we ain't gonna put in too much effort and too much work. That's fucking boring. That's boring. You're boring. And I bet I'm not allowed to backtrack. Because that bridge probably does not become open to me. Nah. What's the fucking point, dude? What was the fucking point of all this iconography and all this potential lore? for us to learn about the character and about how he lives. And what was the point of setting up all this goddamn history and taking all these pictures and having this art style and having this direction if you were just gonna half-ass it and give up when you had to come to window dressing? Because that's all the fuck it is. It's window dressing. It's just fucking window dressing, dude. Oh my god. For how good the art of this game can clearly be, you just gave the fuck up, and that pisses me off more.
Company houses.
Boink. Dear Mr. Baptiste, first we appreciate the many years of service, which makes the decision much harder. We received your request to swap company scripts for fast to help pay for your wife's medical bills. Unfortunately, the company is unable to help comply with your request at this time. Our policy is firm. Thank you.
I can't imagine how hard that must have been. All that work for nothing.
I can feel my time on this earth coming to a close. I'm going up yonder to be with my Lord. I hate to leave my beautiful boys behind, especially Teddy. He's hurting so much but won't show me. Thinks he's got to be our rock, but even the hardest rock can be worn away by the streams of grief. I know he goes and cries. I've known him half my life. Can't hide from me that easily. I should talk to him about it. He's gonna be a good example for Laurent. They gonna need each other.
All we got is each other. What's it like knowing you have to leave it all behind?
I think you're missing the important part there, which is that Laurent has a brother. I swear to God, y'all have this character react to the most non-controversial details and statements. It's really fucking stupid.
It's gotta take forever to build a nest this big.
And so, with the coverage of that plume that we have there, it is confirmed that he was indeed a shapeshifter. And that's the reason why Bunny was looking into him. No other reason, of course, chat, Carl said as he glanced into the camera. No other reason. Thoroughly searching backwards, make sure I don't miss anything. Wow, 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 wow. To tell you. And now I can get this one.
That's the old Sawmill Gate. Place turned to a ghost town after the jobs dried up.
And it is locked. Wow, 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 wow. Beating. We've been passing around the hat to try to raise company script for Thea. Teddy's devastated, picking up an extra shift after shift, working harder in the cat and the mouse factory, but it just ain't enough. The church will go donations too. We ain't raised much, but we ain't raised nothing either. Everything helps.
Folks passing around the same $20. Tell old as time.
And now for combat. You actually do have all day, because you ain't going nowhere till the shit gets solved. I barely noticed the difference on recovery. How did this work? Yeah. Oh, never mind. I didn't even take weed for life yet, so that's not that's not a factor. We've impacted, stun longer, unravel, dodge twice, quick succession. Ouchies. I'm going to lose healing from one. And we're just going to go straight to the healing. Alright, what fuckery are we learning about first?
Each time Laurent saw that sawmill boss drop by in a fancy car, he felt like a knife was twisting in his belly, cutting deeper each time. That man wouldn't even miss the money that could have saved Laurent's mama.
Rich folks don't never try.
Rich people are bad. Eye roll. Does you really talk this much all the time? Yes, struggler. I'm holding up okay, but my sanity is dripping. If you all want me to open up the stage so y'all can talk amongst yourselves while I'm going through, just let me know. Yesterday we didn't have much. Okay, I got response back on that thing I was worried about here earlier. Also, how much would it take to make you play through the PS2 trilogy of Ratchet and Clank? I need to get my dice. Now, I'm turn off this fan that I've had blown the entire time. I was probably making it hard for y'all to understand me. What's the fairest way that I can make this number? I would love to explore Montage, use the food to explore the world around you. All this pretty environment will fucking wasted. True, Tusky. True. The combat and enemy variety. I would say the combat is dog shit, but the enemy variety is good. The problem is that they were clearly aiming for DMC-styled inserts of the type of enemies to face. But the problem was that because they wanted to make the combat so simplistic that people could then be able to skip it on the lower difficulties, if not outright turn it off completely, that they wanted to aim for something that would give you some level of tension to make you feel like it was less of a walking simulator. Now, let me get back to you on that number, Alex Dragon. I'm trying to figure out what is the fairest way to make the number that allows me to say what I should charge you for that. Because realistically and technically, I could do it for free, but you offered money, so I'm gonna hold you to it. A D20 is too much. D12, D10, D6, a D5, and a D4. First, the big numbers. Nine. I'm bringing a calculator up on the side while I do this, by the way. Actually, I'll use the calculator there because that's where I put the blocker screen. D10. I rolled onto the keyboard for posterity's concept that the number is a 7, but I'm going to roll it out again. That is a legitimate 7 again. D6. 5. 7. 3. $31. Now I'll put the power in your hands. Do you want it to be $31 for all of them? Or do you want it to be $31 per title? Because of the series, or rather of the installments that I think are relevant that they're pulling from, there are 4 titles from 2002 to 2005. Ratchet & Clank, Going Commando, Up Your Arsenal, and Ratchet Deadlock. Because I do not think Ratchet & Clank Future would really be necessary, because I'm pretty sure those are PS3 only. Yeah, those are PS3 only. And as I do not own a PS3, and as PS3 emulation is near goddamn impossible, that is not something that I could be able to get into. And Into the Nexus is also a PS3 only title. And Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart is a PC title alongside a PlayStation 5 title, but clearly not a very good game. I mean, it's gonna take time to do them all, yeah, so. Is that your way of saying that you would like to be charged $31 per game? Because realistically, if $31 is the number that you want, that is something that I can actually make happen. You'll just have to donate that money to me through Subscribestar. And then that is content that can be put up on the Subscribestar page, and then slowly trickled out to members only, and then to the public, if that's what you want to request. I don't think it's an unfair statement, or an unfair request. Per game seems fair. You show me the money, and I'll produce to you the content. That is the content creator agreement. Almanac. I'm lost.
That sawmill used up their workers like they used up the forest.
Watching Thea waste away is killing me. She got so thin I can lift her like she were nothing. Her smile feels so weary and her eyes feverish all the time now. I try to be strong, but sometimes I gotta come out here and cry. I don't want her or Laurent to see me like this. I cried in front of them once and they felt like they had to comfort me. Ain't their job to worry. It's mine.
Just like Laurent. Couldn't share that burden. I could feel how much he loved them both.
Uh-huh. Sure you can. Sure you can, Hazel. Sure you can. Just let me know if you need to know where to send that money to. Preferably, I would suggest that if you are going to send it to me directly, you do so as I complete one game to another. I don't want you to just give me all the money straight up front. That was not the order I wanted those buttons pressed. There we go. And I found out a hole, dig a hole, I fell down a hole, dig a hole, I fell down a hole, dig a hole, fell down a hole, looking for some stuff, fell down a hole, dig a hole, fell down a hole, dig a hole, fell down a hole, dig a hole, fell down a hole, and I got 5 floofs. Literally 5 floofs. I don't even want this one used. This is clearly a jumping puzzle. Yoink. There we go. Yoink. 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 You better not make me fall off because of that. Oh, look. Hopscotch. Look, chat. Fucking goddamn hopscotch. And seemingly with no combat? Question mark? And some graphical tearing.
On his mama's birthday, Laurent ran away, crying out like a wounded owl. Daddy always warned him not to show his pain. You got to hide it, Daddy said. Push it down and bury it. But in the heart of the woods, Laurent found himself consumed by it.
Sometimes I want to go into the woods and holler too.
So, are y'all about to really tell me that the reason why Laurent became a magical creature is because his father told him, don't let them see you cry, boy, you better not shed a tear in front of them because then they're gonna judge you for it? Y'all fucking gonna get the hell out of here with this pseudo goddamn fucking gobbledygook. Oh, now I can interact with it.
All that hurt with no way to let it out. He was just a boy.
The fucking voices are fucking lecturing us on how to raise children. Combat. Continue! 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 We put it on a roof this time. That's different, Carl. Ain't that different, Carl? Carl, look, wasn't that different? Still haven't gotten this another brute since the first time they introduced her.
Another sentence. Damn it.
Now the dash does something useful. But how useful is it actually? Right. Sweet. Lots of dodging. Lots and lots of dodging. Well, that's sad. Ow. And snatch. No visual tear this time. And what do we learn this time?
A child's heart ain't big enough for all the sorrows that want to fill it. With a doctor, Laurent's mama might have lived. But Daddy only got paid to accompany a script. And doctors only took cash money.
Mom always said Laurent had a tough childhood. Tough doesn't even begin to cut it.
And what does Gravestone say?
I don't want to think about dead mothers right now.
So our hero, empathetic. Oh my, Laurent had his bad childhood. I can't believe it. Boo-hoo-hoo. Oh, poor Laurent. I don't want to think about their mamas, because your mama ain't my mama. My mama's still alive. Your mama dead in the ground. That's sad, but it ain't that sad. Oh, I am deep and empathetic. Me, black drama healing the game. I am such a good protagonist. Somehow that didn't work. first heavy that we've seen since they introduced it. What's the last one? What does it have to do with the water? Isn't that the broken bridge we were on earlier?
Got out of bed all washed most days. Laurent had to catch their dinner or go hungry. He was all alone, trying to press down on a wound too deep to mend.
Poor Laurent. He had to grow up too fast.
If it has to do with a boat, why the fuck is the pattern of a car? The fuck? Here we go with this shit again.
Yeah.
Shit, running for her life in a magical realm she still does not fully understand. Yeah, and that's what you deserve. How dare you start a goddamn chase sequence with platforms that are off fucking cycle, so that by the time I run into the area, they're already there. That's not how you Rayman this shit. Anyways, as I was saying, yeah. I'm being chased by a magical creature in a place that is just like the other side of that one thing inside of fucking Dustborn. But yeah, I'm being chased. Yeah, this shit's so serious and dangerous. My immortal soul's on risk because if I die in here, I'll apparently die in real life. Since it's just an automatic timeout if I fucking fall into goddamn water, unlike any other time, I could be able to recover. But yeah, ain't that big of a deal. I'm just being chased for my motherfucking life. Yeah. I hate black protagonists. Not because I'm a racist, but because they do not ever have the ability to make characters convey things with any kind of real empathy. Sympathy, but no empathy. Wait. I'm standing in the field, but doesn't count this as a completion. If I did not step down and touch the ground, that would have considered a failure. You all saw it here first! They have bad fucking quest flag detection. Are there monsters from Cajun folklore I can fight alongside the Haints? Many!
I'll be battered, fried, and dipped in grits. I just seen a Rougarou.
That's Laurent.
Well, best not run into him again. We'll find Molly another way.
No, I need to reweave him like Benji and Tom.
Says who? Laurent ain't some kind of tree or big gator.
Bunny said.
Bunny, with her newfound kindness, sending you after a Rougarou to find Molly. A little odd.
Talk some sense.
Spit it out, fish.
Look, there's whispers of Bunny in these swamps and hollers. Dark magic. A corruption sprouting from her house.
She might have her reasons.
Reason enough to send her granddaughter chasing after danger when her mother might not even be alive?
That's enough.
Talking sense to you because you just literally said, I don't want to think about dead mothers, even though I learned about Laurent's pain. Sympathy, but no empathy. I love how all the enemies just pause when you do a finisher and then be ready to attack you as soon as you do the finisher. Oh wait, sometimes it's not even that. Want it to be a survive scar? Why that site per se? Because it makes it easier for me to keep up with it, so I can make sure that the people who have been credited for it have it credited. If you want to do it a more direct way, I can just you can just send it to me right now with Ko-fi. That's up to you. If you want it immediate, you can use Ko-fi. It's right there pinned on top in the chat. No, we're not still trying to get to the bottle tree. What happened, Fatal, is that I got onto the island where the fucking bottle tree was. But they set the quest flag progression for the automatic cutscene on the actual ground. And I was standing on the wood of the tree. If I didn't drop down to the ground the time where I did, even though I reached the safe zone, it was not actually safe because I was still in chase mode. So they didn't program the instance in a way where once you are safe near the tree, it shows you the next cutscene and progresses the story. So, thinking you were safe, you would end up game overing and have to do the chase scene again if you didn't land on the ground but on the wood of the tree. That is incompetency in quest flag setting. So whoever designed these chase sequences, they didn't go over all of them to make sure that wherever you landed once you were safe by the tree was considered a completion. That would have pissed me off if I had to do that chase again. But yeah, if you want to do it the most direct way, that would be the way to do it, Alex. But if you just want to do it straight up, you can just do it through subscribes. You can just do it through Ko-fi, rather. Here's the link. The only reason I would have suggested subscribe star is because that's where I would usually put the long form requests that I do for projects. But some people have different methods of preference. It's the alternative that I use to Patreon. But most people prefer to do YouTube memberships and Ko-fi, if anything. So, not going to hold you to it as on any one particular platform if you want to or not. It's up to you.
Hazel, I'm sorry.
I've got this far, ain't I?
I know you want to see her, but just be careful out there, all right?
And like most protagonist characters, when a person speaks straight sense to the protagonist, the woman says, "How dare you make me feel bad?" And then, badgering them down, treats them like dog shit. And then's got them apologizing, "Well, I was just being honest, but I didn't mean to hurt your feelings." On some fuck shit. The whispering is back. Let's check this meadow. Well, we're definitely behind the gate now. Whee!
Never seen a blade so big. Might come in handy with these roots.
Because this blade just so happens to be covered in symbols, meaning it's usable.
Sorry, trees. I gotta get through.
But the trees are dead. You have enough? No, you don't have enough. It's all 100. We fall down, but we get up. Ow. We fall down, but we get up. We fall down, but we get up. We fall down, we get up. Oh, that's a very quick tangle. Itchy. I swear to God, it feels like I have a pimple on my eyebrow, but I can't seem to either get to it or it's just these things are fucking irritating me. Game couldn't say, how can I cut through these roots? Man, that's a huge saw. I think there are people who can write black characters with sense and empathy. There's not these writers. Truth. I do not believe that these writers are capable of the kind of necessary understanding. And all of a sudden I have a magical fucking telescope light in front of me? Hello? I do not feel that modern day writers are capable of writing characters, whether or not they are black or whatever, with sensible character, empathy, and understanding, because I do not think they understand the nuances of emotional conflicts of conversation.
Laurent missed his mama so much he couldn't stand it. He went to fight the factory boss to tell him off, but his daddy tried to stop him. And when his daddy saw the death of Laurent's pain, that's when he got mad. The boss was always afraid of his workers. That's why he kept a gun in his office. He didn't mean for it to go off. Probably.
He didn't mean for it to go off. Where's my toy weapon? He didn't mean for it to go off, chat. Chat, he didn't mean for it to go off. BAM! 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 Literally at his body. He said, I bet you not. Not today, N-word. No hesitation. No hesitation.
Stop the bullet from punching through Daddy's skull, ending his life in a blink. With his daddy's blood dripping down his chin, Laurent couldn't hold his feelings in anymore. They burst through his skin like feathers. His anguish seemed to lift him up into the air.
Literally, male loneliness epidemic sadness, making him into a magical Negro. I can't fucking believe it.
The terrified sawmill boss drove away as fast as his fine car would go. Laurent flew after it, carried aloft by currents of his own torment.
Now, here's a question. Why not make this into a physical... Since we keep telling ourselves about shit that happened in out of context for her to not know about, why not use these glimpses of horror and antagonization in the story to actually live through the eyes of the person, or to see it from a bird's eye view instead of through the Dustborn Void. I forget what it was called. Was it called The Stillness? The Dustborn Void, where memes go to be captured and found alongside all the bullshit with 3 voices. Instead of that shit, why not use actual cutscenes where you fill out the backstory of these characters, since you stole this from fucking Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus and the entirety of the Sly Cooper franchise. Show me the character going through transformations and becoming these creatures. You got all this time to narrate the shit, put something visually on the screen, more than the shit you're putting here. Because this is lazy.
Laurent couldn't help it. That man orphaned him. I wonder if Mama knew my secrets.
No, she probably did not know that that man was a bird.
Laurent may be a lot of things, but he's not a monster. He told me it wasn't safe. He was trying to protect me back there.
Ah, no shit, Sherlock.
My bones I rend my skin, bricks turn to dust, and rage floods in.
Tay Diggs? Did they just hire the entire fucking West End of Broadway and off-Broadway to sing their musical numbers? Because I know that black voice. That is Tay Diggs.
It sears my soul, sets my veins aflame.
It's either him or it's fucking David Diggs going down his register. It's one of the two.
Never hold just myself to blame.
Don't look down. Oh, don't look down.
Of all the times for you to be concerned about heights, you choose now to be the instance where you care about heights. Not back in chapter 5, where you were climbing a goddamn pole so you could get sight and distance to look for fucking the gator. Boodle boodle. You lame crap for us, dingle hopper of a woman. This is finna be a fucking annoying ass boss fight.
Laurent! I didn't mean to upset you. I had no idea. Stop! It's me! It's Hazel! You don't have to let this consume you. I can help you.
That man was the man.
We don't gotta fight, LeBron.
He hurt me, all to make me a man. He laid the first brick, not me. Told me to square up my shoulders, don't cry. Tuesday break, I saw my pain inside.
Clearly they don't want me using crouton at all during this fight.
Did you hear me, LeBron? I'm sorry.
And my uncle got to a scream about the
No, you're in there. You don't wanna hurt.
was a strapping man. My uncle's all and ready. Over fight my block was when my uncle's gonna get him in.
Well, that is a refreshing counter. And I'm pretty sure standing on the burning ground is bad for me. Don't do this, Ron! Heavy help! Stab, 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 stab! I'm trying to help you! Stab, 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 stab! Please let me in! Please let me in! Shrink, 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 shrink! That's exactly what it feels like to have emotional conversations with black women. Also, I heard that doot. Hold on. Thank you for the first $31. When I finish with this game, what I will do is I will invite you in to voice lobbies that I'll set up for when I choose to sit down and play the game. And I will attempt to include you in when you are able to be a part of the voice chat in the chat as I play through the game. I'll try to 100% them. Try being the operative word. But I complete a game, then next game. I complete a game, then next game. I think that's fair.
Where are you?
Oh boy, not one of these segments. I love invisible wall environments. Says you. How do you know he doesn't want to hurt you? Why did I do that? I already knew that wouldn't work. And back to this shit again. I wonder if I have to do the entire fight off again.
You got mad. I tried to reweave you, but I think something went wrong.
No. This is me. This has been me longer than I care to remember.
I'm sorry. About what happened to you with your mom and dad.
My mama died. It broke me. When that man came and took my daddy from me, I don't even remember it fully. Came to, covered in blood.
So, you lose your mama because they won't pay for medical bills because we work you to the bone and we don't pay you company money for you to use on your wife, so they let her die. Then you go to try to run hands with the foreman, get rocked. Then your daddy tries to throw the weakest and slowest charge up haymaker in the history of fucking forever with a little bit of a windmill spin on the end. Gets fucking no scope 360 NOG swagged. And then you turn into a bowlbird and you chase him down and you kill him. So, why could that not have been a scene with an actual cutscene and actual art direction? Clearly we have the time to spend it for the storybook segments, but we don't have the time to spend it for the actual cutscenes that I can show you some lore and some backstory. So that now we can learn the full circle story of how you came to be where you were. Because you killed him in his fancy car, then you ran out into the woods, and then the distillery guys found you during Prohibition and put you to work. And because you became a magical Negro, literally because of trauma, you have had an elongated lifespan. And you ran away from the relationship with her mama because after her daddy died, you didn't want to put them in harm's way with your trauma. This sounds like a very long-winded and long-about way to say black men would rather suffer in silence than talk to black women about their feelings. Again, what was the company trying to tell us, chat?
Haunted by what I had done.
Also, please do note that they gave him the freshest shadow fade. I did not miss that either.
I can't imagine going through all this alone.
Well done for allowing a black man to look fresh to death like $1 million. You're still making him be lectured about his trauma, so 2 points off.
Maybe this pain just festers in me. I try to keep it pushed down. I don't want to hurt nobody, especially you and Lace.
I mean, I remember her laughing a lot when you were around. She was happy then. I could tell.
I can see the string going through her neck model.
She saw me too clear. I felt laid bare. Scared me.
Oh my god, eye roll. Oh my god, I felt so at peace with a woman that it scared me to my soul. So I had to run away because men don't know how to handle when women give them emotional comfort. Oh, blue, 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 blue. Oh, blue, 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 blue. Oh, blue, 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 blue. Oh, blue, oh, blue, oh, blue. Oh my god. Oh my god. At least his voice acting is good. That is true, Bogdan.
Scared you.
It's been ages hiding this shame and hurt inside me. But then Lacey saw me. Flaws and all. She still cared.
When I opened up my heart to your mama and then she opened up her mouth and put it on my wing, I thought, oh! And it scared me to my soul, Hazel.
Felt like juggling broken glass. I was just so scared I was gonna mess things up. I just pushed her away.
Well, your mama started juggling my okay, I'll stop.
I think that hurt her more.
I know. I know. Earlier, you came to ask me about Molly. What was that all about?
But when the hurricane hit, the river took the house with Mama in it.
She all right?
I found her house, but I couldn't find her. And then I saw a ton of red yarn laying around. I was told that was Molly's doing.
She has, Lacey. She must be hurt.
Can you take me to Molly's lair?
For Lacey, I'll take you as far as I can go. But I never managed to reach her lair.
Thanks, Aran. I appreciate you.
Boom, 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 boom.
Hazel asked Laurent about Molly's whereabouts. But mentioning Lacey stirred him up, turned him into a giant owl. Hazel was shocked to see someone she knew transform him into a creature.
So, like,
Using her magic, she reweaved Laurent's old wounds, bringing him back to his true self. But the guilt and shame would take its own sweet time to fade away.
so again, the same shit I just said.
Once Laurent got himself together, he and Hazel headed for old Molly's lair. But Hazel felt uneasy. Even a giant creature like Laurent seemed unsure he could take her all away.
Chapter 8, their eyes were watching. So, like I said,
Thanks for the ride. See you around.
you had the time.
Witch's nose with.
Come on.
These hills won't stop me. Just hold on, Mama.
Goddamn, shut the fuck up. Okay. So, the same way that I said you got time to make these fucking storyboard animations to put in the storybook scenes, you could not have put the scene of him fucking that guy's car up on the rocks in a cutscene. You had to go for the stillness approach, like Dustborn did, for a lot more of its walking and talking scenes. That's fucking gay and lame. Unironically, that is gay and lame. Anywho. Goddamn, Carl. Look, I don't take the game serious, so I keep trying to find ways to entertain myself. You are correct, though. Oh my God, it's Anthony Mackie. For the context of the game, the only good thing that it redeems it is the music, the art style, and some of the characters. But the way that the characters get redeemed is because they're better than the main character, and they're better than the characters that are tied to the family name Flood. So no, the fish and the owl are not related. Alright, what are we at? 2 hours? Yeah, it's 5:11. That's 2 hours. 3 hours, actually. Alright. We are learning so much more about the character. And we have so many more characters to appreciate, but we find ourselves at the crossroads where they're beginning to become really fucking annoying about how they choose to make them sound and look and behave and act. Which is irritating to me beyond all belief. However, before I close out the stream, let's look at the credits. I love that you put that in French. Level design. You had 5-6 people working on level design? 5 people working on narrative. 1 person labeled as a writer. Multiple operations heads and managers. Way too many fucking programmers. 6 people on quality assurance. 4 tech animators. 4 tech artists. 2 technical level designs. The actress that you happen to replace in the voice acting role for all the other fucking people. I'm not recognizing a lot of names on this list of voice actors, so they went out of their way to find different people. Compulsion alumni that worked on the side of the project. The Midnight and External Activision team. The cinematic team that worked on all the cinematics here. Cinematic team from Mayo Productions. The London Contemporary Orchestra for all of their work with the musicians. The musician chairs for the session. All the singers. All the kid singers. The songs by name. Okay, so that was not his voice. That was just a guy that sounded like Taye Diggs. I'm going to ignore the name of all those other shit because I do not want to spoil myself. Animation Vertigo, a lot of motion directors. Adam Hawk, Beyond Capture, Clyde Henry Productions, Consolat, Kluckenbecker, Postman Interactive Los Angeles, Gibbs Mason, Light LeDuc, Monster Factory, voice talent from the Monster Factory, London Bridge, Lion Bridge localization. I feel like you should not have these many people on a product. This is getting to Assassin's Creed Shadow levels of fucking title shit, bro. And you got Foley Nature's Sound level leads. Roommate Studios production. Multiple parts of character design. Skylight. Art team. Soapbox. Steamroller. Studio quality. Accessibility managers. The technical testers in the Shield Lab. The talent leads. There we go. Sweet baby. So, we have to thank for the writing of this game to Cameron Wills in story development, Chris Kendrick as a scriptwriter, James Wright as a scriptwriter, Kim Malaire as a story development and scriptwriter, Laura Francis as a narrative consultant, Louisa Toe as a story development and scriptwriter, Spencer Baldu as a scriptwriter, Torian Aurelio as a narrative consultant, and Will Herring as a narrative production lead. Speed up through the end since I found the section I was looking for. With a lot of fucking credits for Xbox PR, and now we're finally in special consultants. And there are multiple different people put on the consultancy firms. So, literally overinflated, I feel like. But more importantly, dead to rights. That's who we have to thank for all of the piss poor writing where it may not believe or belong. Literally, Sweet Baby Inc. is to blame for that. Because there were 5 people on script writing and narrative design. And Kim was leading all of them. Boy. Boy. Literally too many cooks in the goddamn kitchen. Who do we blame, chat? Do we blame Sweet Baby collectively, or do we blame each goddamn writer? Me personally, I'd say putting it on the entire development firm would be easy as fuck, but I'd say each. Because unfortunately, they don't like putting their names on the work that they did. And even if it was leadership from Compulsion that when they offered an opinion, Compulsion took their advice. So which sections are the ones that I hate the most, huh? Which dialogue pieces is Kim responsible for? Which dialogue pieces is Chris responsible for? Because Chris don't even work at the company no more. Y'all fired him, but clearly not soon enough. Because now he's got tech writing on this. And if I were to do a segment and I was to do content concerning fucking Kill the Justice League, just like it was for the white guy that's a part of Sweet Baby Inc., How much of that do I blame on him? Because Kim's the owner. Kim's the boss. She's the one that was cracking the whip. But Compulsion's the ones that took their advice because they were lockstep in degree. But y'all fired your lead actress that you originally had for the voice acting and the voice work and brought a new person in at the end. And then your social media manager talking dog water on all the customers that are supposed to be buying your goddamn product. But boy, them numbers sure are numbering, chat. They sure are numbering. Oh, fuck. So anyways, we're gonna pick this up. What is tomorrow? Tomorrow is Thursday. I think tomorrow I'll take a break day, and then we will pick up next week. Or rather, we'll take a break Friday. We will do some alternative content Friday. We'll do a versus chat. Then on Saturday, I'll do something completely different to give myself at least like a 2-day break from the game. And then we'll have Yap in on Sunday, and then return to the game on Monday. And then, as soon as I finish this game, I begin on the requests that Alex has requested of me to play the Ratchet & Clank games. Now, technically, the Ratchet & Clank trilogy, in and of itself, is what he asked for. But if he's willing to, when I get to the end of 3, he can pay for the 4th game, Ratchet Deadlock, because I feel like it's a really good period of a quadrilogy to put a finality on. And that'll be how I do this. So that we can see what the kind of writing of yesteryear looked like. And see what it looked like for one of the games they very clearly stole a lot of game design from. Because this game is like if you took the gameplay styles of, if you really just wanted to limit it down to from the PS2 timeline, it's like if you took Ratchet & Clank, Jak and Daxter, and Sly Cooper. You took all the soul out of it, you took all the fun out of it, you took all the good voice acting out of it, and you just gave somebody a movie game with piss poor game design from all 3 games and a combat system that would be more befit to something character action like God Hand, The Bouncer, or Devil May Cry, even Devil May Cry 2, and make it feel like it's baby's first character action mixed with movie game story content. Because if there's one thing that is definitely dog shit, it is the voice acting from the main actress. And unlike that with Dustborn, the main actress was not even the person who should have been held responsible. The company should have. But they still fired that original voice actress for this character because they decided that she wasn't black enough. At least in Dustborn, the character that they gave her was the character that they recorded, but they recorded all of her parts and all the parts of the other voice actors separately. She did all her lines by herself, as we learned from a member in chat bringing to my attention. And here, who the fuck do I blame for the voice acting? Do I blame Sweet Baby Inc? Do I blame Compulsion? Do I blame the voice actors that they brought in to replace the one that originally did most of the work? Perhaps the reason why it feels so disjointed and feels bad is because you hired the worst, or rather you kept the worst actress after removing the other one because you decided she wasn't good enough. Nominally. Because I don't want to be hard on the fucking on the replacement actress, because for her it's just a gig, it's just a job, and maybe she was doing the best she could, but at the same time, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Hope it was worth it. I hope it was worth it. So, we're gonna carry on from there. So we're gonna carry on from there. and we're gonna pick this up on Monday. But don't worry, we got content to keep you entertained. And I'm gonna see y'all next time. Because it is now dinner time. So I gotta go serve dinner. And if I do not come back tonight, I will see you tomorrow. Probably do a little bit of news. And then do the event. Wave goodbye, chat. Wave goodbye. Wave goodbye. Wave goodbye.